interesting. And now transitioning to the Dodgers, you have been a longtime Dodger fan. I would assume all your life.
Yep, all my life.
Great. And you had the pleasure to be at the past World Series, not the one that just happened, but the one against Houston initially, and also against the Red Sox, correct?
I was at the one that just happened too.
Oh, I didn't know. I must have missed that. That's
amazing.
I
was in Dallas for that.
That's great. So you saw when Justin Turner ran onto the field after?
I did. I was right there I was right there, as close as I was allowed to be for that moment. Yeah, I saw him run out on the field. We actually had him on the show. I think it was 2 weeks ago. And
he spoke about that.
He spoke about that, and it was obviously a mistake, but it was a moment of passion, and this kind of thing happens to you if you're lucky once in your lifetime. Yeah. So I did understand it, and I forgave it. I think most people did. Maybe Bill Plaschke from the LA Times still has an issue with it, but in the end, it was a great moment. It was so much fun to be there for it. Because I've chased that team around the country for the last 15 years. I remember very sad nights in St. Louis and very sad nights in Boston and very sad nights in Houston. And to actually be there for the big win was incredible for me.
Yeah, definitely. And also for me as a Dodger fan, I was born in '96. Also, something I also want to mention: your relationship and your working relationship with John Lyland has outlasted my life so far.
Wow!
So keep it going, please.
What year were you born?
'96.
96. Yeah, I remember where I was in 96.
Yeah, my birthday's actually March 25th of this month. So yeah.
All right, mine's March 23rd.
Oh man, I will send you a tweet and hopefully I can get on the radio to call you.
You bet, absolutely, man.
Definitely, great. Where were you in '96? Actually, now we're on
96. I was working with John, and we were doing the show for 2 radio stations, AM 1150. In Los Angeles and 690 in San Diego. Plus, we were simulcasting the show on Fox Sports West TV. Wow. So we were on 2 radio stations and a TV channel every morning from 5 until 9. We called it the Trimulcast because we were on all 3 places at the same time. That was a fun era for the show when we were doing it on TV at Fox Sports West. It was really cool.
That's great. Yeah. So again, you guys are listening to the legend of LA Sports Radio right here. I don't care what anybody says. He's a legend for me, at least. And staying on the Dodgers as well. What's your prediction for this season? Now that they've solidified a great pitching staff, Corey Seager's on the fence about things, but what do you think is gonna happen going forward? I was actually just listening to George and LZ talk about this, but what's your opinion on it?
I think this team is going to be so good over 162 games. I mean, that rotation, and I'll call it the expanded rotation. I mean, when you go Buehler, Kershaw, reigning Cy Young Award winner Bauer, David Price, former Cy Young Award winner, Julio Urias in the 5 spot, and then you've still got Dustin May and Tony Gonsolin to step in and spot start. I'm expecting a 6-man rotation for a chunk of the year to keep everybody fresh and to keep everybody on it. But that's exactly the kind of pitching staff that carries a team over the course of a long season. So that, and obviously Mookie Betts makes everything better. Even if he's not hitting, he's stealing a base or he's making a throw. The guy's unbelievable. And we've got Corey Seager has got, he's not going to sign an extension right now. He's just not going to do it. It won't be till after the season. Scott Boras wants to take him to market. So he is going to bet on himself, and I think he's going to have a monster year for Corey Seager.
Definitely, yeah. He's going to want to make that money any way he can, so proving himself on the field is the best way to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you think about the closing pitcher? Who's that role going to go to? I would like to see Urias really take over that role, but I know he's great for starting, so... What do you think about the closing role for the Dodgers?
Well, there are two questions. There's the question of who's going to close during the regular season and who's going to close during the postseason.
Yes.
During the regular season, I think it's still going to be Kenley Jansen. And it would not surprise me at all to see Kenley Jansen rack up 35 saves on a 105-win team. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. Once you get to the postseason, if Kenley's not dealing at the end of the year like he is at the beginning of the year, I see Urias moving back into that closer spot. He obviously was great in long relief in 2 of those World Series games, including the closeout. So I can see Urias in that role. Blake Trinan is a really great 8th inning arm, 7th inning arm. I mean, I think they've got depth in that bullpen, but I think Kenley closes during the regular season, and I think he'll be successful. He'll blow some. He'll blow a few saves,
Definitely.
but
Give us that.
more often than not, I think he's going to close the door. And then once we get to the postseason, if Kenley's not pitching well, then you go to a younger arm like Urias.
Yeah, definitely. And that's sounds the best way to put it, honestly. And if we were betting some mythical money right now,
yes,
what would you put on us as fans returning to Dodger Stadium?
Oh, I'd bet it all on us being there for opening day.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Now,
so
not a full house.
Of course not.
But
we're not Texas.
20, yeah, exactly. But 20% for opening day, I think feels realistic. Stan Kasten sent an email to all the season ticket holders last week and said they are optimistic that there will be some fans at Dodger Stadium for opening day. They're working with state and local officials. So I'd be surprised if there aren't some fans there on opening day to see the World Series banner unveiled.
Wow. So you guys heard it here. He's betting it all. I'm sending this to Lindsay. I'm sending this to everybody so that they can put it officially on Mason in Ireland. He made this bet and it's going down. And I'm with you, Mason. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I want to be back there. You know, I miss Dodger Dog Day. I miss everything about it. The last time I went, actually, Clayton Kershaw was pitching, and I think it was on the anniversary of his no-hitter. And I got to see him warm up. I got to see him beat the Giants. It was a great time. And that was the last time I got to see a Dodger game because I didn't go the next season after that. And then as far as the Lakers, I went to go see them the preseason that they got Anthony Davis. They played a preseason game against the Warriors and absolutely destroyed them. And my question for you now is, are you worried about the Lakers?
No, I'm not. I'm not worried about them. I think they did get better. Dennis Schroeder makes a huge difference. And I love Montrez off the bench. I think Kyle Kuzma's taken a step forward, particularly defensively. I love their bench, but it's really not the Lakers until Anthony Davis is back.
I agree.
A healthy Anthony Davis and the Lakers win the title. If Anthony Davis is anything less than healthy, I think it's going to be straight uphill. So these games, although important, I think they're now 7-6 without Anthony Davis. I think that's their record. They don't get anywhere without him. So yeah, I will judge this team based on when Anthony Davis comes back, as opposed to right now. And particularly, I'm not sure when this is airing, but it's Wednesday night, and they're playing without LeBron, and they're playing without potentially Kuzma, without potentially Caruso. Without Anthony Davis, obviously. It's THT night, exactly. Yeah. Big THT night. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I say judge the Lakers by what they look like once Anthony Davis gets back, and I'm not worried.
I agree 100%. I just always want to measure where you were at right now.
Yep.
Especially going into the All-Star break, I think we'll be fine going forward. I wanted to give some more time to the Lakers, but I know we're running out of some time. But I want to ask you, you went to El Salvador a couple of years back.
Yeah.
I'm from El Salvador. I have the flag back there if you see it.
Yeah.
My question is, what drove you to go to that place, you know?
Well, I do a lot of yoga. So like back in 2000, I dropped out of everything. I wasn't doing radio. And I went to yoga teacher training. So I'm actually a certified yoga teacher, and I do yoga every single day.
That's great.
And
I got a class with you, Steve.
Yeah, exactly. So we go where the yoga is. Wow. So we were at a yoga retreat in Nicaragua. We were at one in Panama. We were at one in Colombia, and we were at one in El Salvador. And let me tell you that the El Salvador yoga retreat had so much less to do with yoga and so much more to do with partying. It was absolutely ridiculous. We partied so much in El Salvador. That we were there for New Year's Eve, and they brought in some fireworks and did a fireworks show just for us on like our own private beach. And we were all hammered on something.
Oh man.
It was so friggin' wild. It will go down as the best New Year's Eve I ever had was in El Salvador.
Correct. I'm so happy to hear that. And the reason I say that is because so many people have so much negative thought of El Salvador that, oh, you're going to get there, you're going to get mugged, there's gangs, there's this and that. But if you just give it a chance, you'll find out that it's one of the most beautiful countries in Central America.
Yep.
So when I heard you were going there, I was so amazed. And then we got to meet and I got to ask you about it. And I'm amazed that you did that. Did you go anywhere outside of the yoga retreat area, or did you just stay there for the most part?
We stayed there for the most part. But it's not like we were like in some private, super fancy place. I mean, we were just at a public beach in El Salvador. So it wasn't, it wasn't like we were behind the gates or something.
Yeah. So you were mixed in with everybody there.
Mixed in with everybody. Yeah. And we had a blast. It's a beautiful country.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And what part of El Salvador was this? Do you remember?
Oh God. No, I don't.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just wondering because I would love to go to that yoga retreat one time. I go there every 2 years or so with my family, so yeah, I'd like to get a new experience than what I usually get. So it'd be very